I won Best VR Sports Picks. He's Mike Renner. I'm Peter Loshak. We're the Odds Couple. We come to sportsbookreview.com. Today is Wednesday, December 28th. We're winding down the bowl season.
Hey, I just thought of something. It's
Yeah.
kind of rude of me not to ask Pete. We got a local beer here called Beche. It's a really good beer, and a guy here brought us a whole bunch, and I should offer you. Would you like one while we do the show?
No.
Or
No,
maybe later?
No.
Because you know Joe Duffy would love it if he was here.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
Okay.
Yeah, I have college basketball second halves to pay attention, close attention to in a few hours. But right now we're going to take a look at the Tax Slayer Bowl, which goes on December 31st, and that's Georgia Tech and Kentucky. Now, this is a lot of games with Georgia Tech. I'm either liking something a lot immediately, or I'm waiting to and analyze it later.
Yeah.
This is one of those games where I looked at it and I was like, I'm just going to deal with this much later. I'll start with Joe Duffy's take on this one, but as of right now, I have no opinion on it. It's being played in Florida. The total's about 62 or 62 and a half. It's gone up a bit, and Georgia Tech is a modest favorite, 3 or 3.5. Do you have anything to say about this one?
Well, I like you're saying,
Yeah.
is I feel the same way about this team. You know, Paul Johnson, a couple years ago, this team looked like they're on their way. They didn't lose a lot of their talent, but they have never been the same team. Kentucky surprises people. Again, Pete, this is one I pushed off to the back burner, so I'm dying to hear what Joe Duffy's got to say about this one.
All right, Joe Duffy, what can you tell us? I'm thinking maybe a shot with the over. I don't know. What do you like here, Joe?
Well, we're talking about both craft beers and Georgia. I've got a Georgia beer right here, 3 taverns. We got 3 breweries right here in Roswell, Georgia. But anyway, as far as who I like here, I actually like Kentucky. We got an angle, and again, one of those many myths that handicappers like to spew, and it's not fact-based. They just say it, and they assume it's true. But they say, well, go with the team that finishes the season hotter. That is false. The rest really hurts the hot teams. In fact, we have an angle that says fade red-hot spread teams in a game that's expected to be close. That is 49-14, and that would favor Kentucky here. Because Tech finished the year 3-0 straight up in ATS, but that's not good. The rest hurts them. And also going against teams with a much better turnover ratio is 32-15, because teams like Kentucky that didn't have a very good turnover ratio, they used this long rest to make those proper adjustments. They got a nice 1-2 punch with Stanley Roberts and Benny Small. And, the train of thought, this is one where I don't really agree with it emphatically, but I know that as a general rule of thumb, people say the rest really helps teams that can prepare for that triple option, and that would benefit Kentucky as well. So I'm going to go with KU.
All right, sounds good to me. Plus 3.5. What do you think, Joe?
Well, what I like, Pete, I was going to.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's I'm honored if you call me Joe Duffy. All right, I think what he said was very, very well spoken. All right, when you give a team enough time to practice and learn that option, okay, Georgia Tech doesn't have a lot to do to learn, so they're going to rest on what they already know, and that team has trouble getting motivated. That coach does not get that team motivated, and I think he might be on the right side, Pistol Pete. What was the total sitting at?
The total is up for you from 60 to 62. So it's a little bit, and it's one of these December 31st games, which can be a little bit. We've seen a lot of unexpected totals in the bowls. Okay. Maybe I'll even be leaning under, but Joe makes a great case for Kentucky plus 3.5. Joe Duffy's website is offshoreinsiders.com. Tell us about that, Joe.
Well, as we file this report, a nice 9-4 in the bowls, and we got all kinds of stuff up for the end of the year, the beginning of the new year when it comes to the bowls, and NFL Week 17 in the playoffs. Visit offshoreinsiders.com for details. Been winning publicly since 1988.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe, and enjoy that beer from Roswell, Georgia. I love it in that part of the country.
Thank you, gents. It's the brewery's in Decatur, though.
Okay. All right. Well, we could go there, too. That's not far from Roswell.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.